This is Caffeine Coils, and I'm Deanna.
And I'm Jenny.
And we have a special guest with us today. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Robert Ashby. I'm with Christian Brothers Mechanical, and I'm also representing CAAG, Conditioning Association of Georgia, today.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
We're excited. Can you share just a little bit of history and founding principles of CAAG and how they continue to influence the association's mission today?
Wow. So CAAG was founded in 1980, and it was by three pioneer guys. I mean, one of you, one of the members of the Mingledorf team, which is, one of the guys from
Bob
Kessington, and Earl Smith. Earl was a contractor, E. Smith Contracting, and him and Bob got together and realized that there was some challenges that was going on back in that time with regulations and the economy and different things that was going on that was impacting the HVAC industry. And at that time, they wanted to do some advocating, and they teamed up with Bruce Widener. Bruce was a lobbyist at the state capitol, and he was able to help them. Those three guys were really pioneers, and they really helped this industry by leaps and bounds. I mean, a lot of folks are benefiting from the things that they started and still doing, in this industry. So yeah, that's kind of how it got started, 1980.
That's awesome. I think it is so important to have that voice for our entire industry.
Yeah, the community is key in a lot of different areas, so it's really great that they started that. So what are some of the key legislative initiatives that CAAG is currently advocating to benefit HVAC professionals in Georgia?
Yeah, currently CAAG is working on a number of things. We've been working on a couple of bills. We have one of our executive directors who is Tucker Green. Tucker is down at the Capitol, being the voice for the Capitol and for the industry. And one of the things that we're working on now is the warranties with air conditioning systems, whereas now we have to register them to get the 10-year warranty. We're working on seeing if we can get that where it's automatic and we don't have to do that. It's out-of-the-box warranties, because it kind of gets a little confusing when people move or sell a home and the warranty goes with the person versus with the equipment that's still in the home, So that's one of the things that we're working on currently at the Capitol.
Yeah, that would be great, because I agree. I don't think you should have to register to get the 10-year warranty.
Yeah. And when people move, or sometimes it's new construction homes as well, people, they don't know who's going to own the home. So that way it stays with the equipment versus with, the homeowner.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How does CAAG support its members in navigating regulatory changes within the HVAC industry?
CAAG does a lot of things to help the industry. Some of the things that CAAG has done is to keep us current on what's going on in the industry. The regulatory things that are going on, the bills that are happening, Tucker is working really hard to keep us abreast of those things and keeping us current with what's going on in the industry. And one of the things that we see that is, very important in the industry is that keeping the communication. We have district meetings annually with each one of the chapters, and we keep them abreast of keeping up with what's going on in the industry with all of the SEER rating changes that are happening. Now we got the refrigerant just changing that's happening. So CAAG try to, keep everybody current with that information. And we also have, each chapter have meetings as well, and it's been really good to be in those chapters. If you're not involved in those industry, then you don't get that information, or you get it secondhand.
Yeah, and I think it's just so important with all of the, like you mentioned, like the SEER rating changes, the refrigerant changes, especially with some of the refrigerant. We talk about how it's been mildly flammable, and some of the tools aren't compliant to work with it anymore, and just all of the things that have come along with that. I think it's so important. The more people that we have getting the information out there is better, especially from a distribution standpoint, because it's not always easy for us to make sure that everyone is aware of all of the upcoming changes. So we also appreciate y'all's support in that.
Yeah.
How did you personally get connected with CAAG?
Well, I tell you, I attended a MACA meeting, which is the meeting that the Atlanta chapter a contractor friend invited me to a meeting, and I went there, and I was like, wow, this is some really good information. It seemed like a really good network of group of contractors, and I was wondering, why did we not have one on the west side of Atlanta? And so, I reached out to Bruce Widener, who was the executive director at that time, and I told him, I said, why do we not have a chapter on the west side? And he said, well, we had one, but it's kind of been dormant. So, and this was back in 2018. And we wound up, they have district meetings annually. So we had the district meeting, and I invited several other contractor friends who were on the west side of Atlanta. We had a really good turnout. Over 35 people showed up at the Golden Corral. I didn't know if they came for the food or they came to get the information, so it was really good. And that kind of rebirthed the West Metro chapter, and then I became the director of the West Metro chapter. And we've been having great meetings, and I just like the networking and the building of relationships among professional contractors. So that was my introduction with CAAG, and once I got connected, I've been hooked ever since.
That's really great. That's a really great example of seeing a need and taking it into your own hands to, start something yourself for that part of Atlanta.
Yeah.
With over 650 members across 14 chapters, how does CAAG foster community and collaboration among HVAC professionals?
Well, there again, having the different chapters and having the district meetings, the annual district meetings, CAAG get an opportunity to go out and talk about what's going on in the industry and what bills we're introducing, and then listening to what the contractors have to say in other parts of the state, and because we got all these different chapters and all these members, so we invite them to come to those district meetings so we can hear what their concerns are. And then we can take those back to, and put them together in the board and talk about what agendas we want to pursue, to try to help our contractors stay current and be able to service their customers, because with the advocacy, having a lobbyist at the Capitol, it helps us to have a voice down there to be able to talk about the things that affect and impact our industry. So that's one of the ways that we get a chance to get out and partner and talk with our different members and encourage others to get involved.
Yeah, that's really good because you're getting a voice from the people that are actually involved in the field on what matters and what needs to be focused on moving forward. So that's really good.
And kind of a follow-up question for that. I know you talked about attracting new members. Do you have any strategies to specifically attract younger members in the industry? I know we talk about how we have a labor shortage in this industry, and typically we see that with the younger folks. So what are you guys doing to, specifically target the younger generation?
Well, CAAG partner with a lot of the local technical schools, technical colleges. We participate with Skills USA annually. We have some of our members, judging those things. And we also, we have scholarships that we award to our members, children, members, family, employees, those who, meet the qualifications. So we're always looking to attract new talent to the industry. We know that not everyone going to go to college. There are some kids that are skilled with their hands and they got mechanical minds. So they, this is an opportunity for us to reach out to try to attract them to this industry, show them that this could be a career path. I was just recently out in Douglasville because I'm on the west side, did a career day at a middle school, and so I'm looking and talking with other contractors about adopting schools in their areas to be able to go out and be a career day and be a voice and be able to show them this is an opportunity. I mean, we got some technicians who make really good, comfortable livings in this industry. So there is some good young talent out there, but we have to, recognize them and invite them to be able to come into this industry and show them that this is a real good, comfortable career path. I've been in it for a number of years, and it's provided a comfortable livelihood for me.
Yeah, I think when we were in school, it was more college focused. You know, they pushed us to go to college.
Yeah.
But I think it's really great that now I think there's more of a focus on showing kids that there's other options out there. You know, they
Yeah.
can go to tech school and they
Yeah.
have these other career opportunities, and you can get started in your career sooner when you go that route versus going to college and taking 4 to 8 years or however long it takes.
I also love that you mentioned adopting a school. I
Yeah.
think that's such a good way to give back to your community
Yeah.
and just foster and show these kids, like you said, that you can make a comfortable living doing something outside of a college-based career. So that's a really, really good. That's really good advice.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm a product of that environment because when I was in high school, my junior and senior year, I took technical school. My dad was a HVAC contractor, and I took a liking to it at a young age, and he encouraged me to go to technical school to not just know what to do, why I'm doing what I'm doing, so to get the theory of the industry. And so while I was in high school, my junior and senior year, I was going to technical school instead of doing PE and math, and art, and those types of things, woodworking. I was, honing my skills. And so I believe that there are a lot of other, students out there that could benefit from that. And I know that we have some programs as with the governor's promotion that they're looking to help these types of programs for young people to look at as an opportunity for these types of industries, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, the MEP. These are good blue collar jobs.
That's awesome. How does CAG assist its members in staying updated with technological advancements and industry best practices?
Well, we lean to our partners, those who are distributors and those who have the expertise in the technology to, assist us with that, So we have a lot of good partners within CAG throughout the state. Manufacturers, we look to them to help us with training of our members. And so during our different meetings that we have, we'll bring in different folks. We'll bring in accountants. We'll bring in people who talk about bookkeeping. Bring people in to talk about, how to build their websites and SEO and different things that help these professionals, these contractors, to to hone their skills and better their businesses, So CAG is a resource for a number of different areas for these guys who are starting businesses, because a lot of our members are not the big, 200 member shops. Some of them are 5 members, 2. Some of these guys start out as technicians, and then they start a business, and then they have to realize how to run a business. So we try to help those guys as well to develop and cultivate their businesses to be profitable and be professionals, because CAG is a professional. We want to raise the level and help these guys to be better in their craft.
That's awesome. So can you share some success stories where CAG's intervention significantly impacted someone's business or maybe the industry as a whole?
Wow. One of the things that has jumped out to me that I remember where CAG had a bill passed that where you only had one business license and you can do business throughout the state. So for me, I'm a small contractor and I'm working my office is in Austell, Georgia, and we're doing a project in, Middle Georgia, or if we're doing a project up in Alpharetta, I don't have to go and buy another business license to permit that job in Alpharetta. No matter where you're working in the state of Georgia, your business license is good for there. So that really made a difference in costs. Because if you think about it, a lot of the contractors, we do work in several counties. We don't work just in our county. We do work in different cities. So we don't have to have a business license in each one of those cities that we do work in. So that impacted us greatly, and it brought our costs down, and we can pass that on to the customer.
Right.
So it just made life a whole lot easier for everyone. business license and your state license, you can permit a job anywhere in the state of Georgia.
How long ago was that? I'm just out of curiosity.
I want to say it was about 15 years ago.
Okay, I was gonna say I have never heard that, but I've also only been in the industry about 6 or 7 years, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
What a huge accomplishment.
You know, and the thing about that is we have contractors, you know, that are benefiting from that, and they're not even a part of CAAG.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, and we advocate, you know, for the industry as a whole.
Yeah.
And we're doing things to help contractors be professional and for them to be able to do jobs efficiently and safely. You know what I mean? So we want them to get out and get these jobs and permitted and inspected so that we're doing a good service to our customers, you know. But having that was huge. That was huge.
I've said this like many times on different episodes, but I love being a part of this industry because I feel like we all genuinely help each other and have just such a sense of community, even though in some spaces we may compete. I feel like it's never really viewed as true competition the same though it is in other industries. So I feel really lucky to be a part of that.
Yeah, and you know when you know what we believe that as, you know, professionals help sharpen, it's iron sharpening iron.
Yeah.
You know, we have best practices that we share amongst each other, and that helps each other be able to be better in our craft and delivering a good quality service to our customers, you know. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are there any upcoming events or initiatives that CAAG members and the HVAC community should look forward to this year?
Well, here next month we have CAAG have its annual conference. It's April 3rd through the 5th, and I mean it's our big, you know, celebration where we bring contractors in from all over the state. We used to have it only in Savannah. Now we're doing it inland, and we're doing it going back every year. We're kind of alternating. So last year was in Savannah. This year we're going to be in Athens. So, and home of the Bulldogs, you know. So we're going to go and have it in Athens. It's going to be at the center at the Hyatt, you know, and we're looking to have a good time. It's usually a lot of fun. We have a golf tournament for those guys who want to play golf. We got what they call a CAAG Cup, you know. There's a bunch of contractors and distributors just having a good time, you know. And we usually pick a really nice golf course, so it's fun doing that. Then we have different distributors having a display out, you know, so they get this, you know, contractors who come, they get to go around the different booths and see new technology, you know, or different, you know, things that can help them build their businesses. So it's usually a good time, you know. Then we have an event where we have different breakout sessions. So if you want continue education, we have, you know, continue education credits that go to those things for each breakout session. And then we have a dinner and dancing. That's the last part of it. That's the fun time. We'll give out awards for, you know, the chapter of the year. We'll have, you know, the contract of the year. We select those folks, and then we also have for some of the older guys who've been around for a long time. We call it the Hall of Fame. CAAG Hall of Fame. So we got some guys being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and then we also give away the scholarships that we invite the scholarship recipients to come, and we give out the scholarships. So it's a fun time, and then we have dancing and music, and so it's a great time. So I encourage any contractor in the area in Georgia to come and have a good time with us.
That does sound like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So if anyone that's listening that is interested in becoming a part of CAAG, how can they find out more information about that?
They can go to CAAG.org, and there's a website there. There's a lot of information on it. Talk about the advocacy, talk about the memberships. Depending on the size of their company, they got different levels. You know, if they're a small company, they come in at a lower rate. If they're a larger company, it's a little more expensive. They can afford it, you know. So, but with the value that you get from being a member of CAAG, for me, it's been you know, fantastic. I enjoy the industry. I love the industry. I'm passionate about. I don't know if y'all can reach that, but I'm passionate about the industry. And, you know, I'm all about helping others, you know, and because that's what CAAG did for me. They helped me build my business, and I'm helping others build their businesses, so, and what I've found in CAG is there's a lot of guys, a lot of good contractors that's willing to share information, and we got some really good distributors that at different levels. Mingledorf is one of our platinum sponsors, been a platinum sponsor, and a really good support, to us. It encouraged me to become a factory authorized dealer with Bryan Equipment, so I'm a Bryan factory authorized dealer. So, I like to, and I encourage guys to spend money back in the industry with those who support our industry, and I think that helps the industry rise up. So that's what I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe on April 3rd, you'll give Caffeine Coils a shout out.
Sure, for sure, for
Before you
sure.
get out there
We'll
and cut a
definitely.
rug.
Yeah, this is, I'm the current president of CAG this year, and my reign going to be up April 3rd. And I will definitely, I've been watching the episodes of Caffeine and Coils, and I said, man, this is pretty cool, so that's what made me reach out to Jenny and say, let's see if we can put something together,
Well,
Yeah.
we appreciate you.
Yeah.
We appreciate you reaching out, and we're happy to be a sponsor of CAG. We
Yeah.
definitely believe in what you guys are doing, and
Good.
we're thankful for it too.
Good. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right. Well, since you've listened to a couple episodes, we have a little game at the end.
Yes.
Usually, I'm gonna ask you some this or that questions, and Jenny, you can
Okay.
participate too. But I already know your answer on this one. Coffee or energy drinks?
Coffee.
Okay.
I'm definitely a coffee girl too.
Coffee.
Yeah, I'm not an energy drink guy. I drink coffee, but I'm down maybe like 1 cup a day, and in the wintertime I may do 2.
Right now I have to have only 1 cup a day.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like a cup in the morning, cup in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you could spread it out. That would be fine.
Yeah.
You could drink some water in between. All right. Would you rather be able to have super strength or invisibility?
Visibility.
Oh, okay. So I feel like we talked about this a couple episodes ago about like being invisible, and like being invisible is not my thing because I am an extrovert and a talker, and if you can't see me, then I can't
No
talk
way.
to you. So I would take super strength, I think.
Okay.
I think invisibility gives you an opportunity just to kind of see what's going on
Yeah.
behind the scenes, so it's just a
I'm
little
nosy.
different. Just a little
Listen, what those
different
people have to
perspective.
say or think about me is none of my business.
Would you want to time travel to the past or the future?
The future for me.
Oh, see, I think I want to go back. And there's a couple people in my life that, aren't here anymore, and I just want to give them a big
Aw.
hug and,
that
tell
does
them how
sound
well
fun,
everything
too.
turned out.
Yeah,
So-
that's true. That does, because we standing on their shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we are. It makes me think about, those 3 guys, Bob,
Yeah.
Bruce, and
And
Earl,
just to tell them that we're, this is their legacy and it's still being carried out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still being carried out. Yeah.
And what they did was important while they were here.
Yeah.
So,
That's
And it would
true.
be interesting to just experience the past because we can talk about it and we can see pictures or paintings or whatever, but even going back to like the Renaissance. I'd like to see what that was like.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it gives you so much of a new perspective. It's like traveling to a different country, and you've seen what they put in the movies or whatever, but it's really not the same as really experiencing it yourself. So.
Yeah. Some things on TV looks bigger than they really are. When you get there, it's like, whoa, it's not as big as I thought it was.
Yeah.
All right, this will be my last one. Would you rather always be 10 minutes late or 30 minutes early?
I feel like I already know his answer based off of how early he got
He was already
here
30 minutes
today.
early today.
I like to be early. I'd rather be 30 minutes early because 10 minutes late, I'm flustered at that point,
Yeah, I
and I
agree.
feel rushed. You know?
So when I grew up, I played sports, and I had one coach who, if you weren't 10 minutes early, you were considered late, and everybody had to run laps.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So I feel like that just left such an impression on me at
Yeah.
an early age. So I'm always, like you said, flustered when I'm late and
Yeah.
feel bad about it and all that stuff. So I'd rather
Yeah.
be 30 minutes early as well.
I used to be an early person, and then I started having to drive here. and it just became impossible to be early. I'd have to spend the night here to be early.
Okay, so I can resonate with that too, because we kind of have a similar commute. So I know your commute was probably a little tough this morning too.
Yeah, it was a little tough. It was a
That's
little tough.
why he was early, because he left extra early to
I left
try to beat the
extra
traffic.
early,
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
whenever I'm coming, you know, because we do a lot of trainings here as well. And so whenever I'm coming here, I just leave, you know, 2.5 hours early.
Oh my goodness.
Because you know, it
that
just,
hurts me.
because I think about it and it's like, you know, you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
Tractor trailers, wrecks, you know, I-20, 285, them two highways are just notorious for.
Yeah.
Plus, I would rather actually leave like a little extra early
Yeah.
and not have to sit through traffic and get to my destination and be able to work on things or whatever, you know, instead of having to just sit in traffic, because you can't do anything when you're sitting there other than listen to Caffeine Coils.
Yeah, listen to Caffeine Coils. Yeah. And I did listen to an episode on the way. Yes, I did.
Thank you. That's awesome.
It was pretty cool, though.
Yeah. Well, thanks again for coming.
Thank
And
you guys
that's
for
all
having
we
me.
have for today. So don't forget to rate, review, and
Will do.
subscribe.
Yes, thank you for having me.